Third reading of Senate Bill 233 relating to Queen Liliuokalani.
A Senate bill to change the date inscription on the memorial statue of Queen Liliuokalani at the state capitol created a bit of a stir on the Senate floor on Wednesday. Senate Bill 233 proposes to change the inscription with the year of the Queen's coronation, January 29, 1891, to the date of her death, November 11, 1917, rather than the year of her overthrow. The bill further states that Queen Liliuokalani never relinquished the throne in the face of the overthrow, notwithstanding her forced removal from the throne. Therefore, the legislature finds that Hawaiian sovereignty was never relinquished in the overthrow and that Queen Liliuokalani remained the Queen of the Kingdom of Hawaii until her death. Republican Senator Sam Sloan rose in opposition to the bill before its third and final reading. Here's what he had to say and what others said in response.
You know, it's very difficult to stand up and oppose a bill whose purpose is to honor the dignity and memory of Queen Liliuokalani. However, I think that we have done that over and over again, honoring the Queen, and I think that her record and her achievements and her accomplishments stand on their own. But I'm troubled by this measure. We started out with this bill last year, and it was simply a change in inscription and dates. And the bill got left by the wayside somehow, even though we had a ceremony commemorating changes at the statue last year. And now we've got this bill. And here's my problem. I think that the bill goes far beyond just talking about the dignity and respect for the Queen, which I have no objection to and fully support. This bill commits the legislature to certain findings, and this legislator does not agree with several of those findings. Notably, the bill again uses the so-called Congressional Apology Resolution of 1993 in a way that is not neither legal nor correct. We remember that when that apology resolution was introduced at the behest of Senator Inouye under the presidency of William Clinton, it was made clear at the time that it was, first of all, a resolution and not a binding law. Secondly, that with that apology, then we would not hear any more discussion about the issue of Hawaiian statehood versus sovereignty. And yet, since that period of time, since 1993, it seems that a great deal of our time has continued to be involved with sovereignty, with what happened in 1893, with what we should do. However, I think it's important for the record to read what the U.S. Supreme Court decision in Hawaii versus OHA in 2009 had to say, and I'm quoting. The Supreme Court justices held, quote, that the apology resolution did not restructure the rights and obligations of the state. Also, that there was no clear and manifest intention of Congress to cloud the title that the United States held in absolute fee and transferred to the state during admission in 1959. Then in the last paragraph, quote, when a state Supreme Court incorrectly bases a decision on federal law, the court's decision improperly prevents the citizens of the state from addressing the issue in question throughout the process provided by the state's constitution, unquote. And here the state Supreme Court incorrectly held that Congress, by adopting the apology resolution, took away from the citizens of Hawaii the authority to resolve an issue that is of great importance to the people of Hawaii. I mention this because 90% of this bill talks about the apology resolution and about things that happened previously and is not honoring Queen Liliuokalani. So it is more than a mere change in date. It also basically keeps alive the concept that sovereignty was never relinquished. And that has possible legal liabilities on things that happened since 1959. For example, transfer of lands. Would they still be considered not crown lands, but sovereignty lands not belonging to the people of Hawaii or to the state of Hawaii? There could be litigation with cloud of title and other things. And finally, Madam President, all of us take an oath when we are elected or re-elected to support and defend the Constitution of the United States of America and the state of Hawaii. And I believe that the verbiage included in this bill goes far beyond that and makes us violate our pledge. So by all means, let's continue to honor, appreciate, and respect Queen Liliuokalani. But let's not deal with incorrect analyses of the Congressional Apology Resolution and other matters. Thank you.
Further discussion. Senator English,
Thank you, Madam Chair. I rise in support.
please proceed.
Madam President, members of the Senate, I have to point out an illogical statement that was previously made. You know that Hawaii was annexed to the United States by a joint resolution of Congress. So, a joint resolution of Congress has the effect of the law. It's called the Newlands Resolution. And if to say that the apology resolution, as a previous speaker did, to say that it has no force of law, then his logic says that the annexation of Hawaii was illegal. So it's faulty logic because we have settled the question that a joint resolution of Congress has the force of law. Thank you, Madam President.
Further discussion. Senator Gualtieri.
Thank you, Madam President. I would like to ask that the words of the previous speaker be entered into the records as if they were my own. And in addition to that, I'd also like to point out to the minority leader that all of his words perhaps represent the minority party of the state of Hawaii, and he wants to go on record as saying that, and we will take him at his word. Number two, there will be absolutely never enough reconciliation. This is but a small gesture to our queen, who was brought into her station in 1891, and as many monarchs do, hold that title until they pass away, which is in 1917. So we are simply trying to right another wrong against Queen Liliuokalani. And once again, I would like to get some clarity from the minority leader if his particular position represents that of the minority party throughout the entire state of Hawaii and the United States of America. Thank you, Madam President.
Further discussion, members? Senator Sloan.
Yes, Madam President, I rise to answer the questions of the Majority Leader.
Please proceed.
Thank you. Thank you for your questions, Majority Leader. I do not pretend to speak for anyone else, certainly not a political party or any other organization. I'm speaking as a state senator in this body in the state of Hawaii. The views are my own and they represent my position. Other positions I can't speak for. Secondly, however, not to beat a dead horse or to quibble over a resolution, I would go back and commend all of you to read Senator Daniel Inouye's statements after the passage of the apology resolution, where he said it was a resolution, it was the feeling of the Congress, it did not have the effect of law, and it would not be used any further. Thank you.
Further discussion, members? Senator
Madam President.
English.
Yes, just I guess a point of rebuttal.
Please proceed.
You know, no matter what we call it and what we say, when a joint resolution of Congress is passed, it has the force of law. That is settled point of law. It's, you know, you can call it whatever you want and say anything about it, but it does have the force of law. Because if it didn't, Hawaii would not be legally annexed. The Newlands resolution was a joint resolution of Congress, and it has the force of law. Therefore, all other joint resolutions have the force of law. It's like our resolutions here. We can call it anything we want, but it expresses the sentiments of our body. So no matter what you say about it, it is what it is. Thank you, Madam President.
Further discussion? If not, do we have unanimous consent? No votes for Senator Sloan, all others in the affirmative.
23 ayes, 1 no.
Senate Bill 233 passes third reading.